Stay safe and stay at home. Now, today I'll discuss the activities given in the chapter, alright? And I have seen already that you have written the different definitions of different processes, melting, boiling, condensation, sublimation and everything. Now I will discuss the activities, alright? Now activities one by one I will say, and then you just try to understand it, and if you do not understand or any problem, then you can visit me, alright? So here, the first activity, to show the kinetic motion of molecules of a gas. It is a very simple one. This one every day you are experiencing. Suppose you spray perfume at one corner of your room. Alright, then you will see that after some time and within few minutes only, if you are standing at the other corner of the room, you are getting the smell of the perfume. Why? Because the perfume molecule, they are in motion and they are reaching from one corner of the room to the other corner of the room. Is that clear? Or rather, it is spreading in the entire room. Clear? So this proves the kinetic motion of molecules. Then the second activity, to demonstrate the process of melting. Very easy one. You just take some crushed ice. Means ice you take, crush it, you take it in a bowl and then insert a thermometer within the crushed ice. Then you will see the thermometer will show you the temperature 0 degrees Celsius. So the temperature of the ice is 0 degrees Celsius. Now what you do, now it is very hot. So in your book it is given that by Bunsen burner you have to heat it. No need. You just keep it in the room because now it is very hot in Dhanbad. So what you will see, that ice will start melting. Alright, ice will start melting means ice will be converted into water. And the most interesting thing is that if you at regular interval of time, if you just look at the temperature of the thermometer, you will observe that until and unless entire ice converted into water, melts into water, the temperature will remain at 0 degrees Celsius. Alright, so what does it mean? That ice melts or ice is a solid one, water is a liquid one. So ice is converted from a solid state into liquid state at constant temperature, and that process is melting. And what is the melting point of ice? 0 degrees Celsius. Then next activity, to demonstrate the process of boiling. So what you will do? You take certain amount of water, alright, and you keep it that water on a Bunsen burner, as we do all the activities, experiments in lab. So Bunsen burner is set, but you can do it now. You are at home, you can do it by using any source of heat. Alright, so you just take certain amount of water, insert the thermometer within the water, and then if you just heat the water, you will see the moment the water will start boiling, then the temperature will become, temperature of the thermometer will show you 100 degrees Celsius. And when, until and unless entire water is converted into vapor, the temperature will remain at 100 degrees Celsius. So it shows that the process of boiling and boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Then next activity is to demonstrate the process of condensation. Nowadays it is very simple to do it. You just take out one glass of very cold water from the fridge, or you just do it this way, that you are considering condensation in different manner I am saying. Alright, this is also the process of condensation only, that you take out certain amount of very cold water from a refrigerator and you keep it on a glass. Alright, a container made up of glass. Then you will see surrounding that container, the walls of the container, water droplets will accumulate. Now where from water droplets are coming? In air, water vapor is present. Alright, so when the water vapor is coming in contact with that cold liquid, then it is, or cold liquid or that cold walls of the container, it is converted into liquid. Alright, it will be converted into water droplet, and water droplet will accumulate on the walls of the container. This is one experiment, and another experiment is given in your book, that is that you take boiling water, alright, and then you take a cold term is not written. If you take a cold one, activity means the experiment will be much interesting and easier also. You take one cold steel plate or any metal plate, okay, not necessarily steel, any cold metal plate, you take it and you just hold it above the water vapor. Then you will observe that water droplet gets accumulated over that cold metal plate. Alright, so where from the water droplet is coming? The water vapor that is in gaseous state is converted into water which is liquid. So it demonstrates the process of condensation. Next activity is to demonstrate the sublimation and deposition of naphthalene. Alright. So for that one, what is the experimental arrangement? That you take a Bunsen burner and take a tripod stand. Over that, on a china dish, you take some naphthalene ball and then you completely cover the china dish by an inverted funnel, and in the inverted funnel at the top, you just close the opening by some cotton plug or cotton balls. Alright. Now how to do the experiment? You just heat it up slowly, the naphthalene ball. Then you will observe that here, instead of naphthalene ball is solid. Alright, you are heating it up. Then instead of getting liquid of naphthalene, you will observe that here certain amount of naphthalene vapor will be observed. Alright, and then if you just look at this part, as this is far away from the down part where you are directly providing the heat, the temperature of this region is quite less. So what you will observe that in this portion, certain amount of solidified naphthalene you will get. Alright, or you can just do it that sometimes you heat it and then you just stop heating, and here you hold it by a wet and cold piece of cloth. Alright, this portion, then you will be able to get the solidified naphthalene easier way. Means you are just cooling down the naphthalene vapor. So here you see, when you are heating naphthalene ball from the solid state, it is converted directly into gas. So which is demonstrating the process of sublimation. Then what you are doing here, you are cooling the naphthalene vapor. Alright, so when naphthalene vapor is cold, it is not converted into liquid, rather it is converted into solidified naphthalene, solid naphthalene. So which demonstrate the process of deposition. Now children, one topic I forgot to discuss, I just missed it, so I am discussing it at last, that is, what is evaporation? What is evaporation? The process by which liquid, it gets converted into gas, alright, from the upper surface of the liquid and at any temperature. Boiling, what is boiling also, you know, the process by which liquid is converted into gas. But in case of boiling, liquid is converted into gas at a constant temperature, and liquid is converted into gas from the entire volume of the liquid. Alright, but in case of evaporation, the liquid is converted into gas at any temperature, and from the upper surface of the liquid only evaporation takes place. Alright. Now, rate of evaporation depends on which factor? It is very important. So, you must note it down, factors on which rate of evaporation depends. Alright. First is, more is the upper surface, more is the area of the upper surface or the free surface of liquid, the rate of evaporation increases. That's why you know that when mom offers you a very hot this health drink, and you are in hurry, you have to go to school, so you want to cool it down. Then what do? You sprayed it, isn't it? So you see, when you sprayed it on the saucer, that health drink, hot health drink, what you are doing? You are increasing the area of the upper surface. So what will happen? The liquid will be converted into gas, and when the liquid will be converted into gas, the temperature of the liquid will come down. So here we are getting another point also, that during evaporation cooling takes place. Alright, and a very common example that evaporation of cooling takes place nowadays, you can experience this, that you are having lots of sweat, alright, and then you have gone out for playing in this one hot sun, and then you are having lots of sweat. Then what you do? You come, run inside, and immediately go and stand below the fan. Why you stand below the fan? Because you feel the comfort. Why you are feeling the comfort? Because the sweat evaporates and it cools down your body. Alright, so what is the first factor? Area of the upper surface of the liquid. Greater the area, greater is the rate of evaporation. And when the area is small, the rate of evaporation is also small. Is that clear? Then next one is temperature of the liquid. Higher the temperature of the liquid, greater is the rate of evaporation. Then third factor is temperature of the surroundings. Alright, if the temperature of the surroundings is high, then what happens? The rate of evaporation increases. Alright, that's why you will see during summer days, the cloth, the wet cloth, it gets dried up very easily. Why? Because temperature of the surrounding is more. So rate of evaporation is higher. Then the fourth factor is humidity of air. The fourth factor is humidity of air or moisture present in air. If the amount of moisture present in air is more, means air is more humid, then what happens? The rate of evaporation decreases. That's why you will see that during rainy season, amount of moisture present in air is more. So that's why it is difficult to dry up the wet clothes in the rainy season. Alright, so the fourth factor on which the rate of evaporation depends is humidity or moisture present in air. So for humid air, the rate of evaporation is less. Alright, so these are the factors on which the rate of evaporation depends. Next and last topic of this chapter is difference between evaporation and boiling. Very important topic. The factors on which rate of evaporation depends and the difference. These two are the frequently asked question always, not only in your class. So this is the important topic, so you must note it down, learn and remember it. So what are the differences between evaporation and boiling? The first point is that evaporation is a slow process, whereas boiling is a fast process. Then evaporation takes place at any temperature, boiling takes place at constant temperature. Evaporation takes place from the upper surface of the liquid, whereas boiling takes place from the entire liquid, entire volume of the liquid. And evaporation causes cooling, but boiling, it never causes cooling. It does not cause cooling. So whatever topic I said important, and all the topics means properly you make notes in study material copy. Alright, and the important topics, all the important topics you put the asterisk mark and mark it. Alright, and learn it also, prepare it also. Thank you girls.